And welcome back. Well, good behavior time is ending soon for Louisiana inmates. A bill that does away with good behavior is now the law. Jasmine Bingham has the details. Jasmine?
Yes, Jennifer. In the past, the law gave inmates the chance to shorten their sentence with good behavior. But this bill changes that. Attorney Aaron Lawrence says this new law means that any offense done on or after August 1st won't allow those inmates to reduce their sentence with good time. He says from now on, 85% of a sentence must be served. That is a 50% increase compared to the previous law.
Either prosecutors are going to have to sentence less time because offenders will do more of it, or we're going to have substantially overcrowded jails. The thing everyone should be concerned about is whether judges and prosecutors and even defense attorneys are just going to go about business as usual. If 5 years hard labor has been a standard sentence on a certain crime in a certain jurisdiction, that 5 years is going to mean something a lot different after August 1.
Chris Jerkins, a warden at Ouachita Correctional Center, says some prisons in the state may experience an overcrowding problem due to the change. He says OCC offers programs to help reduce the rate of inmate returns to crime.
To see an influx in the inmate population, only because where they were getting out earlier, they're going to stay for a longer sentence. So therefore, we're going to have to create the bed space, and it's going to be statewide. It's not just at the parish level. Courses and things that will give them life skills. So having them here longer, we can actually get them in classes, in programs, teach them skills, so when they do re-enter society.
Attorney Lawrence says House Bill 10 will greatly reduce the amount of time on parole. Jennifer?